Alright everybody, this is Zackster99. Now I don't know if this video is actually going to be of interest to anybody, but I had just put up my video of taking a closer look at a meat mountain from Arby's. And that video is already up, and I haven't ate the thing yet. My son and I were actually going to wait until tomorrow night to eat this thing. It looked pretty good, so we'll just have to heat it up and eat it tomorrow night. Both of us are going to share this thing. And we'll definitely leave in the description how good it is. But I had weighed the burger, and I think I had found out it had a little over 13 ounces of meat, and kind of showed the inside of the meat. Kind of made one of my viewers cringe, said that they were uncomfortable watching it. So I don't know how you say your name, Kenye Zhang. You might not want to watch this video here, because I'm really going to get my hands dirty in the sandwich now. Because RXY Angel says that her husband works for Arby's and says something looks a little off about the sandwich, like a meat is missing or something. So that made me wonder. I didn't exactly know what all kinds of meats were on this burger. I just knew it was supposed to be big. Wanted to try it out. But I found a website here, eOnline, which shows the details of exactly what's supposed to be on this burger. So we're going to go ahead and dissect this thing now and make sure that we got everything. In fact, I got a bowl ready to measure exactly. While I have it all out and apart, I'm going to go ahead and measure all the meat and make sure that we're getting exactly what we paid for. This might be interesting. If we did get missed a meat, especially if it's like the Angus steak or something like that, we might have to call Arby's and call my Arby's on the next video and see what they're going to do about this to make it right. But first thing, before we actually go accusing my local Arby's of shafting me here too much, let's go ahead and take this thing apart. Again, if this makes you cringe, or if you don't like the fact that people play with their food or whatever, you might not want to watch this video. So sorry, Kenye. Sorry that I'm doing this to you. Alright. Now this article here says this will break down exactly what's inside the meat mountain, working from the bottom up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and get this thing out of the box again. It's cold now, so it shouldn't be too greasy or anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and flip this thing over. And it's all stuck together now. Oh, there we go. Alright. We'll go ahead and weigh the bottom bun too, just in case anybody's curious. Let me turn this thing on. And I'm going to need to reset it so that it's at 0 with this bowl. Oops. Okay. So it is set at 0. Okay. And we got ounces set. That's what we want. So we'll go ahead and weigh that bottom bun. We weighed the top before. And again, that's just 1.05 ounces. So 1.110. So barely over 2 ounces. Call it 2 1/3 ounces for the whole bun, because the top had weighed 1.3, I think, or 1.25. Alright, so there is that. Now, I got bacon on the bottom here. I don't think I was supposed to have this, so this might be something extra. Got another piece of bacon flying down here. Maybe they knew they was missing a meat and they threw extra bacon on this thing. I'm not sure what happened here. Alright, so these pieces of chicken, just in case anybody's wondering, these chicken tenders rather, in case anybody wants to know how much they weigh 2.8 ounces by themselves. Okay. Now the next thing is supposed to be, after chicken tenders, we're supposed to have 1.5 ounces of roast turkey. And that's kind of what this looks like. It's cold, but alright. That looks like all of that. If that's roast turkey, I'm showing 0.85 of an ounce. And I don't see any more of that kind of meat here. Just a few, maybe little teeny pieces that wouldn't matter to hell of beans. So it looks like we only got barely half of our roast turkey, because it's supposed to be 1.5 ounces of roast turkey. Alright, that's interesting. So let's go ahead and get all that out of here. Pile it back on our chicken here. Let's go ahead and look for our next meat here. This is kind of hard to dissect in its current form because it's so cold and all this meat's sticking together. Alright guys, we have a little bit on there that I can't get off that I'm not going to spend the time to shred off, but we can see that we got 1.3 ounces there. There's probably another 0.2 ounces on there on that cheese that I can't get off, so we're going to call that good. Alright, see if I can get the cheese off this meat here down here. Alright guys, the next ingredient on here after the Swiss cheese is supposed to be corned beef. Now this does not look like, is this corned beef? This to me looks like brisket. Next ingredient here looks like brisket. And there's supposed to be corned beef there. That does not look like corned beef, looks like a slice of brisket to me. So see how much brisket we have here anyway. 1.35. I don't see any more there. 1.35 ounces. That's close enough for me though. Not going to complain about that, but we did only have about half of our roast turkey. And now this here, what is this? Supposed to have, after brisket, we're supposed to have 1.5 ounces of Angus steak. This looks more like roast turkey to me. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but this looks like roasted turkey. It's kind of a dark turkey, and I have 2 slices of it. Let's see what that weighs. 1.25 ounces. Okay, so we got getting a little on the low end of some of this stuff, but this stuff's all in a messed up order. That sure looks like roasted turkey to me there. Now this here looks like roast beef. And there is a lot of it. And where is our piece of cheddar cheese? I can see part of it here. It's just a big mess here. I think we have roast beef right there on one side of the cheese, and there's some right there at the top too, which would be correct. So we do have a roast beef. A slice of cheddar cheese is right in the middle here, and then this on the bottom, that must be our Angus steak. Yeah, yep, that's got to be our Angus steak, which is sliced up. Yep, that's exactly what that is. So that is Angus steak. So we got everything. So let's just see if this weighs, see with everything together here, because I'm not going to dissect all that. Let's see what all that weighs. 4.25 ounces with the cheese, that's probably about right. So we have a check, and then the only thing left here is the top of the bun and those 3 pieces of bacon. Somehow they fell to the bottom when I wrapped it back up or something. So we got the bacon. So let's go through this. We had our chicken tenders. We had half of the, well, actually I think we had the roast turkey, but it was in the wrong spot. We had close enough to the right amount of ham. We had the slice of Swiss cheese. We did not have any corned beef. Well, no, we had the roast turkey. We only had half of the corned beef. Half of that was at the bottom. So the corned beef here should have been up here, and these two were swapped. The roast turkey and the corned beef were swapped where they're supposed to be according to this, and I only had half of my corned beef. And everything else is pretty much right, I think. Brisket, check. Angus steak, check. Roast beef, check. 3 strips of bacon, check. So it looks like they had them a little bit out of order, and it looks like we also got shafted out of about 3/4 of an ounce of corned beef. But all in all, that's not too bad. But if you take the what we got shorted there and add that to the first video I made where I was coming in at 13 ounces, you're probably looking at about a total of 14 ounces of meat should be on this thing. That includes the chicken tenders and the cheese and everything, except for the bun. But looks like we got shafted just a little bit. I'm not going to call Arby's about this. About 3/4 of an ounce of corned beef. And I'm not missing anything important like the steak or the brisket. Now, if I was missing steak or brisket, I might be giving Arby's a call, but corned beef, I'm not worried about that. So anyway, that's got that covered, and hopefully that will explain why your husband said something looked wrong. Looks like all the meat was there, RX by Angel, and maybe I'm missing something that I didn't see. If so, maybe your husband can tell me what it is, but it looks like they just had it a little bit out of order on the bun. So maybe that's all it is. Well, hopefully this answers the question for somebody out there if they were curious as well. So be sure you guys hit that button up there to subscribe right up there in the corner so you get all my future videos like this, whether it be a video game that maybe you're interested in, or a recipe that I make myself. I do a lot of that kind of stuff, or raising my pets. I do all kinds of different things on this channel. But you'll know when I put a new video up if you hit that subscribe button up there. Be sure you give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leave the comments kind of like these people have already done. And thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter99.